It's a thankless job bringing a long-running TV series to an end. Many shows get this right without flaw, but there are plenty more that drop the ball at the last second, often by trying to trip audiences up with one twist too many. With that in mind, and a final warning about major spoilers for each series that's about to be discussed here, I'm Gareth, this is What Culture, and here are 9 huge TV shows ruined by their ending twist. Number 9, Roseanne's success was just a fantasy. Roseanne's final season before its troubled revival some 20 years later was far removed from what fans had become accustomed to over the years. From the theme song to its new surreal tone, the classic sitcom's last leg was one of multiple ill-fated ideas, and its finale did very little to save it. Throughout the season, the Connor family win the lottery and find some peace in their lives, whilst Roseanne herself struggles with her husband Dan's infidelity. By itself, all of these developments are pretty shoddy and far from what fans actually wanted. But then the finale doubles down on the absurdity and makes things much worse, by revealing at the last second that the whole season had been made up by Roseanne to deal with Dan's death. It's a tacky, emotionally manipulative rug pull that made the entire season just redundant, and has tainted the series ever since. Now that was a bad sitcom ending, but I want to know, what do you think is the greatest sitcom ending of all time? You let me know in the comments section down below. Number 8, House of Cards, Who Killed Frank? Netflix, to their credit, had a tough gig trying to bring House of Cards to an adequate conclusion after the Kevin Spacey scandal. But even so, its final season is a flop, characterized by rushed payoffs and unconvincing twists. And the finale is its worst offender. The season starts with the reveal that Spacey's Frank Underwood has died under mysterious circumstances, and his wife Claire is now president without her husband's complications. Only that's not quite true, as the last episode reveals his trusted confidant Doug Stamper killed him to save Claire. The twist is both unbelievable and melodramatically shoehorned in to end proceedings with an emotional bang. But between it and Stamper's subsequent death at the hands of Claire, the whole thing just serves as a striking reminder of how much House of Cards lost its way, even before Spacey was forced out. Number 7, Dexter, Killing Deb and Becoming a Lumberjack. One of the ultimate great show, terrible finale offenders of all time, the twist ending in Dexter is that there's actually, well, no twist. For 8 seasons, things had been building toward a moment where Dexter Morgan's secrets would be revealed to the world. But in the finale that nobody wanted, he just sort of runs away. Okay then. Remember the Monsters rushed Dexter's last hurrah to an almost aggravating extreme, allowing him to walk away from his life as well as his remaining family and friends to, become a lumberjack in Oregon, after killing his mortally wounded sister, of course. In the end, there's no major emotional payoff and no comeuppance for Dexter himself. Just a handful of avoidable deaths and horribly misguided bolts from the blue that have tainted the series ever since it aired. And the eventual sequel miniseries New Blood also didn't do much to save its image either. Number 6, Gossip Girl. Dan is Gossip Girl. Who is Gossip Girl? That is what everyone wanted revealed in the series finale of this madly popular teen drama. And although they definitely got their answer, it wasn't exactly a big hit. And neither were its seriously cheesy execution and unsubtle cameos. Before the big reveal comes up, Kristen Bell, the show's narrator and the iconic voice of Gossip Girl throughout the show, cameos as herself alongside actress Rachel Bilson, as the pair read for an audition. This is tacky and not nearly as amusing as the show thinks it is. But their cameos lead to the shocker that Dan is Gossip Girl. I know, right? In a voiceover that's now creepily reminiscent of You, Dan explains his actions, but he needn't have bothered. By this point, the damage was done, the plot holes were made, and the show's entire identity was ruined. Who said last act twist needed to make sense, eh? Number 5, 13 Reasons Why, Justin Dies in Hospital. 13 Reasons Why was never a great show, or even a good one, truth be told, wasting countless opportunities to say anything helpful about teenage mental health, abuse, addiction, or suicide. So much so that by the time its finale rolled around, it seemed to have almost become a parody of its own controversies. The show's 4th season is all about moving on, as the various characters come to terms with their recent tragedies and plan a future where they can leave all their worries behind. The finale, Graduation, allows several key figures to get happy endings, but not before tragic fan favourite Justin dies from meningitis. This last act twist is both cruel and unjust, considering how far Justin had come and how the show was trying to tone down the controversy. And it served as a fitting reminder of how offensive, unhelpful, and traumatizing 13 Reasons Why really was, despite its original intentions. It may have been popular, but honestly, just stay away, folks. Save yourself. Cheers for checking out this video today, you lovely person. Now hit that subscribe button down below and you will get more of this What Culture stuff in your life. Number 4, The 100, not a happy ending. With its final season, The 100 lost its identity completely. No longer was it a gritty, violent drama about humanity and hope, but a surreal sci-fi mismatch of themes that would ultimately lead nowhere. In the finale, The Last War, Clark, Octavia, Murphy, Raven and the gang are given the chance to allow humanity to ascend to a higher plane of existence by some unexplained deity who ends up being nothing more than a shoehorned plot device. Despite some roadblocks, they succeed. But Clark is forced to stay behind on Earth as the last true member of humanity, whilst her friends finally move on. Only they don't. Instead, agreeing to stay behind with her and let humankind die out. Numerous plot lines are just left open, and the whole thing just ends with a needlessly depressing thud. If this ending was a sound, it'd be ugh. Yeah, that'd be it. Number 3, Veronica Mars, Logan is bombed. Kristen Bell may be a phenomenal actress with some great TV shows to her name, but she also has a pretty poor track record when it comes to appearing in popular series that end in the worst ways possible. In its long-awaited 4th season, Veronica Mars finds its eponymous character dealing with a slew of fresh professional and personal obstacles, the most poignant of which comes from her relationship with longtime boyfriend Logan. The season as a whole does a great job of capturing the magic of the show's early years, but ends up missing the mark with its finale, Years, Continents, Bloodshed, when Veronica and Logan are married at last, only for Logan to be killed by a car bomb. It's a horrid misfire and ruins years of fantastic character development. Boo, I say. The whole thing just went up in smoke. Sorry. Number 2, Saint Elsewhere. Everything is in a snow globe. If you ever want to feel royally screwed over by a long-running TV show, then just check out the medical series Saint Elsewhere, which ran for 6 seasons of gritty procedural drama that helped change television forever, only for the whole thing to end with a maddening "it wasn't real" twist. As the show's finale, The Last One, reveals, a hospital where the show takes place is, brace yourself, a model hospital trapped within a snow globe. And the 137 episodes of drama leading up to this twist was all in the imagination of an autistic boy who liked looking at it. Aside from the blatant plot holes and moral dilemmas this brings up, Saint Elsewhere's ending is so insane and off base with the rest of the show that it remains one of TV's most perplexing endings. It was unearned, silly, and goes absolutely nowhere, and almost feels like a cruel joke, mocking fans for even watching. The poor things. Number 1, How I Met Your Mother, Robin is the endgame. How I Met Your Mother's finale does so many things wrong, it's a genuine wonder why anyone thought it was actually a good idea. Finally giving fans insight into how Ted Mosby and future wife Tracy met, it speeds through their entire relationship in a blink, and then has the audacity to tell us that Tracy's been dead the whole time. What? Worse still, Ted then tells his kids the reason he's been telling this long, winding story with a biblically unhappy ending is so that he can ask their permission to start dating his ex Robin again now their mother's gone. The whole charade does an offensive disservice to long-suffering fans. making Tracy feel like a footnote in her own story, whilst betraying every one of Ted's beliefs about fate, true love, and happy endings in the process. Ted himself may have said, even if you know how something's going to end, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy the ride, but this finale makes the rest of the series pretty tough to stomach on rewatches all the same. What were they thinking?